Okay, welcome back to the Odd Topic Podcast, episode number 53. I'm in a different spot today. I'm in Oshkosh at House of Heroes comic book store. Where is it located again?
407 North Main Street,
Okay.
the heart of downtown.
And I got the owner of House of Heroes with me. What's your name again? Scott, right? Yeah.
Scott Dirks from House of Heroes.
Okay. And my first question for you is like, how did like House of Heroes like begin? Like, what was the thought process of it? You know, like.
Well, it basically started with me working at Powerhouse Comics in Appleton.
Okay.
I suppose I should talk about that a little bit because at one time there was, man, how many Powerhouse was? There was one in Green Bay. That was the original one.
Oh, okay.
Like there's a Powerhouse Comics that was run by Ron, and then there was one in Oshkosh that was run by Bob and Marilyn Larson. When they got divorced, then Bob opened up a store in Appleton.
Oh, okay.
So at one, but I think there was like a Powerhouse in, like up in the UP maybe, and there was, I thought there was at least 5. I can't remember where they are. At one time there was 2 in Green Bay.
Yeah, I remember that. I just don't remember what it was called.
It was like they were both Powerhouse.
Yeah.
There's like Powerhouse East and Powerhouse West.
Okay.
Jay owned one and Ron, had the other one yet. But then at a certain point, Ron sold out, or I think he wanted to do different things, and he sold Powerhouse to Mark. So then that turned into Mark's at Great Escape.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
So, but once Rob split from Maryland and opened up the store in Appleton, he was originally down where the Pack Center was. There was like these old buildings that were down there that they ripped down and put up the Pack Center. But he was basically right where the Pack Center is now. Oh. And one day I was driving by and I saw like he had a Spider-Man standee in the window.
Oh, okay. That's
and
cool.
And I hadn't collected comics for like probably 6-7 years at that point.
Man.
Because when I was like 13, I thought I was like too old for comic books.
Never too old. Yeah, you're never too old for that. Yeah.
So I quit, and then when I drove by, it was kind of like I was like a crackhead again. I just like walked in this place, and I was just like and it was different then too. There was still Spider-Man, so I was buying all those cool Spider-Mans that I didn't have.
Yeah.
But there was like Sandman and like Shade the Changing Man was something that was new at the time. So there's all these new, more adult kind of themed comics that kind of drew me in again.
So like you.
And then I basically hung out there until Bob hired me.
Oh, okay. Huh. That's actually dope.
Oh, yeah. Like so basically, then I worked at Powerhouse for. I was probably like 4 years, because then during that period when I worked at Powerhouse, Maryland closed down the store in Oshkosh. Oh. So there wasn't a comic store in Oshkosh for probably like I think she closed like 93. So 93, 94 she closed. There wasn't a store in Oshkosh, and Bob decided to open up a store. Oh. So he already had it in motion, and then I kind of asked him if I could be partners with him.
Oh, that's dope. That's awesome.
And he would, yeah. Like, it's weird because I don't remember him thinking, like, I don't remember him saying, like, oh, let me think about it. He was like,
he just went into it?
He was like, sure,
like,
let's do it.
That's awesome.
So.
Yeah. How did you think of, like, the name of, like, this
I
place?
didn't. They actually did.
They thought of House of Heroes?
Yes. Bob had the name and everything done before I was even part of it.
Oh, okay.
Because I think at the time, he didn't want to call it Powerhouse Comics in Oshkosh because there was he thought that there was some maybe beef with the old owner, and he wanted to name it something that have like kind of a fresh start.
Mm-hmm. It's a really catchy name though. House of Heroes is nice. So what kind of comics do you collect? In your personal collection, you think?
My personal collection is a lot of Amazing Spider-Man.
Like
that was
like
ones? That's what I started collecting when I was a kid, and that's kind of that's like my guy. So
they're like so hard to find too. Yeah,
safe to say Spider-Man's your favorite.
Yeah. I think that would be a safe bet. I mean, there's a poster on the that poster's from like 1975. That was like mine when And it was hanging up in my parents' basement for like probably until like 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah, it was really cool. And I see that
Yeah.
you have like a statue over there of Spider-Man too.
Yeah, we got that from Zeroni's.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, we kind of I donated a Yoda thing to their benefit they were doing, and then they gave me
Where's
that
the
as
statue?
It's like towards like the entrance over there. But you guys will see like a picture at the end. But and you got like this Ghostbuster Slimer thing. I always wonder like where'd you get it?
NECA makes that, or I think they did another run not too long ago, but it's kind of based. I think they used the original sculpt, and then I don't know 3D scanned it and then made the. So it's
really
basically as
cool.
close as you're going to get to the real Slimer without spending $1 million.
That's really cool. So you guys like buy like a lot of collectible stuff, right?
Basically, comics and toys. That's every once in a while we get into something else, but
Like what do you like mostly like look for? Like what kind of like toys? Like I see that you have like wrestling figures too over there.
yeah, we don't have too many of those right now. But yeah, it just kind of depends on what we have in stock and what, sometimes people bring things and it's like, oh, I don't want it. But sometimes it's, sometimes there's, it's weird, like old like the 90s Star Wars stuff. Usually, like right now, I don't have any of it, so I'd probably buy some of it if somebody came in with it. But it's generally they're not. It just kind of depends on what we have in stock and what people bring in.
I really like that you have like a Green Goblin mask in there. That's really cool. Like
We
from, like,
just
the
got
samurai.
that like last week.
Is it like a replica one?
It's you can wear it, yeah.
Oh wow.
It's one of those Hasbro masks.
Yeah.
Because they do all the cool. You get the Iron Man helmets and the Darth Vader helmets, and
That is so sick. And he has like a Freddy Krueger glove in there too,
yeah, there's all kinds of.
from the older Nightmare on Elm Street films. That's really cool. And I had like a
There's always something there. That's the cool thing. Where
Oh, it looks like long.
the Freddy Funko we got from. Like it's like a store display that we ended
Yeah.
up buying from somebody,
That's
like right
insane.
over COVID.
Oh, that's really cool.
So yeah, it's just kind of like every once in a while you get something that you can't say no to.
It would another topic I got for you is like what kind of comics do you think are like the hardest to find in your opinion?
Well, basically the old Golden Age stuff is
Yeah.
like anything pre 45 is really you don't see a lot of.
Was it that long ago? 45?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's like 80 years ago.
Damn.
But yeah, because of the war, like anything pre-war or during the war period is like, it's hard to find. Even, if you get like, the difference between like those books and the books from let's say like 49, it's that stuff you see way more.
Yeah. And
But
like
the Golden Age stuff is really that early Golden Age is really hard to find.
and no one really knew that it was gonna be like worth anything either. People just like ripped them up, or just played around with them. We didn't know that we're gonna be worth so
you
much
didn't.
money.
You didn't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, you just bought it because you thought it was cool.
Yeah. Or like the first Superman, we never knew it was gonna be worth that much.
Actually, I got a cool story. There was a customer that when I worked at the Appleton store, and as a kid, his grandpa was a garbage collector. And when he passed away, all his grandkids got like $200, except for him. He got a comic book.
Okay.
And it was Batman #1.
Dude, what?
And when he got it, his mom was kind of like, "You got this stupid comic book, and everybody else got $200." But she didn't know what it was, But his grandpa like kept it all these years. He kept
Yeah.
it under his mattress,
That's crazy.
and then when he passed away, he got that comic
oh
book.
my god.
Yeah, it's nuts.
How
So
much?
it's.
How much do you think that one's like worth?
Oh,
today,
I
you
don't
think?
even. I won't even. I don't know. I never saw it, so I don't know what
Yeah.
condition it was in. But even if it was in, crappy condition, that's like tens of thousands of dollars.
That's insane. And
You could pay off your college with that. I'm
Enough
sure.
to buy you 5 05 Hondas.
what kind of comics do you think that like sell like maybe like the least? What category you think? Is there any like that just don't do well sales wise?
Would you say Scarlet Witch? I haven't seen a single comic yet.
What, the Scarlet Witch comic?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got Scarlet Witch comics. That was like a big deal not too long ago.
Was it?
Yeah. When they had the Vision show.
Oh, yeah.
Last time we were here, I was looking over. I could not find Scholar Boy.
Well, that's because we might have those in the back. Not
Yeah.
everything's like out on the floor.
Okay.
So, I mean, really, there's like with the internet now. There's somebody that there's more eyes on the product, so there isn't one thing that you could say this doesn't sell.
Everything sells. It's just
Maybe
depends
like
on the band.
maybe like 70s cartoon books, maybe But then if you go further back, people are looking for those old Disney
Oh yeah, those Disney comic books. Yeah.
Yeah. We sell like a lot of those online. We sell what would be another? I guess like the old westerns too. Like it might not sell fast in the store, but you put them online, and
Wow.
if they're in nice shape, they go right away. So.
And like, what genre of like comics do you think sells the most at your shop?
Marvel.
Oh, it's like the superhero stuff.
Superhero stuff?
Yeah.
You know, like.
I mean, we have like a good mix of things, but it's hard to beat.
Who do you think is the most sought out superhero?
Yeah.
Spider-Man, those amazing Spider-Mans. You get those in there. I mean, I guess for a while, like Deadpool was like the guy. It kind of changes over time, but yeah, like, in terms of like if you get an old collection and it's Amazing Spider-Man, it's a pretty easy sell.
Yeah.
Big money too.
Yeah.
Like what like genre you think like sells more, like Marvel or DC? At your shop.
In our store, it's
Yeah.
probably DC.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually surprising. Huh.
This is
I would thought it'd
like
be Marvel.
But this store was always kind of more like if you go to Appleton, like
Yeah.
the Appleton store always sold more Marvel.
Huh.
I think Green Bay probably sold more Marvel. Now it might not be the case, but it was just between like what each store sells, it's just kind of funny because it's like always different.
That's really cool, huh?
So, but yeah, like for whatever reason, DC was always, like Batman's always been really consistent. With Marvel things kind of pop, and for a while Spider-Man was a big deal, and then it kind of calms down, or X-Men's a big deal, and then it mellows out.
Yeah.
Batman's been pretty a consistent seller, and then with the Absolute books they have out now, those have been killing it. So
That's insane. Do you even like the new Batman ones like sell out pretty fast too?
all like the Absolute stuff is
Yeah.
like crazy.
Really?
And then they're gonna do like starting really soon. We just got a black and white preview. Like Jim Lee's coming back, and he's gonna do a new Hush series, so that should be a big deal.
Okay.
I think that starts. I should know when this starts. I don't know. I think it starts probably in April, but I'm not sure about that.
Oh, that's really cool.
But yeah, so that should be a huge book, and that's going to sell like crazy. I'm trying to think what else was in the pipe for them. But yeah, that's like all their Absolute books have been really popular. So
Yeah.
they've been killing it. Marvel just is kind of in a weird spot where they don't. I'm not really sure what their next big thing's going to be.
I hate that they keep rebooting stuff like in Marvel. I don't get it. Like they keep rebooting Spider-Man, like each series.
I mean, and that's
like,
what
I
they're
hate
going to
it.
do, and
Yeah.
I get like why they do it. I just as long as it has a legacy number on it,
Yeah.
I'm like cool with it. Because it just gets too confusing.
Like there's so many different versions of Spider-Man. I
Oh,
can't even keep
and
up.
then they
yeah.
did all these weird tricks with the Hulk at one point.
Yeah.
Where I got so frustrated by it, I just took all the Hulk books except for the first series and I put them in the dollar bin. I was just like, because everybody kept screwing it up. It was like you'd go over and they'd all be in the wrong order, and then you'd fix it and then they'd all be in the wrong order.
Is it like character wise or like
series wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like Red Hawk?
Oh, you don't even want to get into it. We could do a whole podcast on Hulk and how they numbered it and how awful it
Is
was.
like what Abomination be in that
Yeah.
area as well?
Yeah.
Well, but it was just how they did it was like Incredible Hulk, and then they turned Incredible Hulk into Incredible Hercules, and then
Oh, okay.
then that was so then you're waiting for that to turn back into Incredible Hulk, but then while you're waiting for that, they started another Hulk book, and then That ended up being the real. It was
It's
just,
like kind of like play on names a little bit.
it was just horrible. So I was just like, you know what? I'm done. Dollar bin.
I saw the fire lit in your eyes.
Yeah. So if you have the legacy numbers on it, I get they want a new number one, so it
Yeah.
looks shiny and it's inviting to somebody to, to start up again.
Mm-hmm.
But they got to keep the legacy number on it. Otherwise, I'm full of hate.
Yeah. In your opinion, who do you think, like, what character do you think is gonna pop off in the next like couple years? That you think? I think is probably gonna be like, Spider-Man 2099.
Well, he probably already kind of did though with
Yeah.
those cartoons and stuff. Mm-hmm. So yeah, with the Spider-Verse movies have been awesome.
yeah.
And
he finally got like his own like solo stuff in the movie. Like, you
Yeah,
finally
that's
get to
what I
see him.
mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that he's going to be a character that they play around with.
Mm-hmm.
Miles, he had already popped off, I guess. But,
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be a character that he's going to show up in those Spider-Man movies, the live action ones,
Yeah, it was crazy.
pretty soon.
But yeah.
Probably something from DC, maybe Lobo if they get the right thing going there. It kind of seems like he would be a character that if if Jason Momoa gets to play him and they get to really
Go in depth with it. Yeah.
yeah, and it's a character that he's really into, I can see that being a character that like blows up. Because it's kind of like it would be like their Deadpool basically.
Yeah.
So
I could see that. Or I was thinking maybe Moon Knight from like his past show that he had.
the Moon Knight show
Yeah.
was awesome.
Yeah, and plus he has like games now where you can actually play as him. I think he's gonna pop off. in the next 10
Actually,
years.
the characters that really pop off now are the video game. So Jeff the Shark.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never even heard of that before.
Marvel
Yeah.
Rivals.
All of a sudden, like Jeff the Shark, you can't keep the,
Yeah.
Or Magic.
Yep, Magic is another one. When Marvel redoes the X-Men movies, 100% she's going to be a character.
That's
in that.
crazy.
Because it's just like they'd be dumb not to. It's
feel
like
like-
everybody's seen like Cyclops and
Yeah.
you've seen all that stuff, man. You want to see something.
Yeah, I want to
feel
see
like
like
something
Gambit,
new.
I feel
Yeah.
like a character that might kind of blow up a little bit more is probably Punisher.
I could see it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's in that new Daredevil show again.
Yeah.
That's coming up.
But yeah, I really think like a lot of it is, even Deadpool. Deadpool got to be a big deal with kids because of the video game. He was a secret character in the video game, and kids loved it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, all these little kids are coming in talking about Deadpool. I'm like, how in the hell do you guys know who Deadpool is?
That's what I'm saying. He's not really like a kid-friendly thing either.
No,
Yeah.
but all these little 5-year-old kids wanted Deadpool comics, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
I like to see Magic blow up more.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And they have been pushing in the comics more. So I
I
think
feel like she's a really cool character.
yes, and I think that when Marvel does the X-Men movies, if she's not a character in that, they're idiots. But
I had like one of these other comics that I brought. It's like a Secret Wars
oh
one.
yeah,
And like the other day I was trying to explain to like my friend Colin because he doesn't really like understand like why like something like this is like valuable. I told him like because it's like the first appearance of the black suit Spider-Man.
and it's Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's
That's
Spider-Man.
why it's a
you know?
big deal.
Yeah.
You think of like all the other heroes that had,
Yeah.
costume changes.
Yeah.
And they're not a big deal, but it's Spider-Man and it's like iconic. And plus then, what they did with the costume where they made it, it's basically the symbiote and it turns into Venom and it's like a whole other life
Yeah.
for that costume.
Dude, you bought this for 75 cents?
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish. But yeah, do you think like the new movie that they're gonna have for like the Secret Wars is gonna be based off of like this 1984 one?
No,
is
I
it
think
new?
it's
You
going
don't
to be
think
the new one.
Oh, the 2015 one?
Yeah.
I could see it.
Well, I guess it might be a little bit from everything, but I'm going to guess that it's going to be based on the stuff they did. Yeah, the new with Doctor Doom creating like the world and all that. So yeah, I think that's the way they'll probably not exactly that, but but they'll play around with that idea.
Yeah. What do you think of like Iron Man playing as Doctor Doom now? What do you
I
think
don't
of
know.
that?
I think it's kind of weird, but at the same time, if they didn't have a good,
Cast.
if they didn't have a good idea with it, I don't think they would go with it. You know, because I mean that's something that really polarizes people. So, and it's a Marvel movie, and everybody's hating on Marvel movies now. So
I mean, it's like when, what's his name, Captain America played Human Torch. Forgot his name. Honestly.
Oh, you mean like
Chris Evans.
Yeah,
Chris Evans. There we go. Because like I felt like he played those two characters very well,
Yeah.
Human Torch and
Yep.
Captain America. But I don't really see Iron Man as Doctor Doom.
I mean,
But I mean, they must
yeah.
have a good reason, like a good play on it. Otherwise, you know, just bringing him back seems kind of
it's kind of weird, but
yeah. Because there's a million dudes that could play Doctor Doom that
Yeah.
would be really cool. So they must have like a good idea behind it.
doesn't like in the comics too, like Iron Man like becomes him at like some point. in time?
Well,
I don't know if they're going that direction or
no,
what.
like
I don't know.
if they have like Doctor Doom in the movies and all of a sudden he burns
Yeah.
off his green cloak and he's got an Iron Man armor underneath that, people just walk out of the theater, you know.
Yeah.
So it's got to be.
Yeah.
They have to have a good
I don't
idea,
know.
otherwise they wouldn't have done
I
it.
think it might do pretty well, but if it bombs, I think it's over for like the whole MCU. Honestly,
I don't think it'll be over.
I think
it
it
might
won't
be.
be like a major setback.
yeah. Because like it's been up and down lately for movies for them.
But I kind of feel like those movies have been, like the last batch of movies they've done, for the most part, have been better than all those early movies that everybody loves. And I complain about this in the store all the time, that everybody loves those old movies, and those all the original Marvel movies are the same movie over and over again.
Yeah, they are.
And I'm like, and everybody loves those, and I'm like, you can't tell me that, the Shang-Chi movie isn't better than all those original movies. I mean,
I mean, I think
that
there's
movie's
like
great.
one Marvel movie I kind of want to see is White Wolf, because they kind of hinted at it in the last Wakanda movie.
yeah,
with-
they have there's like a whole world they can play around with. It's just a matter of them having time to do it. So,
So like maybe they'll go into Winter Soldier, the White Wolf. I think that'd be pretty cool.
yeah, there's like lots of possibilities. That's a cool thing with the Marvel. Let's say if people, if the movies don't work out, I mean, it's kind of like a James Bond thing where James Bond goes through like phases
Same
where
thing
it's like
in every movie.
everybody thinks it's cool, and then like nobody cares about James Bond anymore, and then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, Bond is back, and that's basically what Marvel's going to be like. There's going to be points where people are kind of get tired of it, and then they'll come up with something cool, and everybody will be into it again.
I hope so, because it's getting crazy so far. But I got like another question for you. What is like the most amount of people that you had like in your store at a time? You think?
Oh, I'm sure it was like free comic book day.
Oh, you have those?
Oh yeah, it's like the first Saturday in May,
Okay.
and all the companies make special books for that day.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's like a big. I mean, we have
Like a big deal.
Yeah, it's a huge deal.
Yeah, some are actually worth like a lot. Like some of them, like back in the day, I think they had one with like Spider-Man and Miles. I think it was like a free comic.
And there's some with Scott Pilgrim, like some of the early ones. There was these weird indie centric ones they did that have a Scott Pilgrim story in it. Those will be like $30. I think
crazy.
some of the Disney, like Fantagraphics did some that I think some of those are still worth some money. A lot of times, they'll be like, you'll find it's like $5 to $10 for one of, if it's got something cool in it. But every once in a while, there's one that's like a $30 book.
It's crazy just for a free comic, just
Yeah.
a random, Saturday.
Because not all the stores have the same books, too.
Yeah.
That's why some of the stores don't order everything, so that's why some of those books are harder to find.
Oh, okay. That's really cool though.
But yeah, it's
Does it happen often?
it's once a year.
Yeah, once a
Okay.
year. Yeah.
First Saturday in May, it's been that for the last, I think there's one year they changed it, but otherwise, It's like clockwork.
Okay, I guess we'll be here on first Saturday in May then.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you already know.
Yeah, and like we have the 501st comes out for that. So like we got a bunch of Star Wars people.
Okay.
We got a couple like other cosplayers that come and help out.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Would you have like any like 501st clone comics?
Like which ones?
Like Clone Troopers?
It just depends on what the publisher puts out. I don't know if there is one of the Star Wars book this year.
I just really like Star Wars,
Yeah.
especially the Clone Troopers.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah.
So they have in the past. I don't know if there's one this year because it changes every year what they do. So
do you guys ever have like any like charity events going on at your store sometimes? You have like fundraisers that you do?
well during Free Comic Day we do a food drive.
Okay.
And then we have like I don't know if you saw, you should take a picture of the pantry on your way out.
Yeah.
There's like the
Oh, the thing with like the transformer.
yeah, the transformer.
Yeah. It's right behind you, bro. It's right there.
Yeah.
Bro's a little blind. Don't worry.
We just put that up last week, so
Oh yeah.
I didn't see it last time I was here.
yeah.
that's
So
really
there's
cool.
like food in there if people need it. There's
Yeah, that's really nice.
like toothpaste, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah, that's really cool. Oh. Is there like a comic that you wanted to show off that you picked out? That you know of?
oh, like
Like that's like really
it's-
personal to you.
yeah.
I didn't know. I forgot how I worded it.
Well, no, like because I was gonna bring because I do have
Yeah.
like I don't have them here. I have them in a safe deposit box.
Yeah.
Locked up.
Yes.
No.
But, like, I'm pretty sure this is, like, the first comic book I, like, ever had.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's sick. What?
So it's, like,
The Thing.
well, it's a great
Torch.
cover, too. It's,
Yeah.
like, the Fantastic Four, and
That's
you're
insane.
fighting Daredevil, Thor, and Spider-Man.
Oh, you show that to the camera. That's insane. Yo.
Is Susan Storm on there? I don't see her.
Nope. She is not on there. She could be on there. She's Invisible Woman. So, I mean, she's on there. We'll never know.
Yeah. That's really cool.
But yeah, that was like, one of the earlier ones that,
What is this? Male?
yeah, well, he's going to hate me, but he's got to wait. But yeah, that's
Oh, yeah, that's really cool.
I'm pretty sure that's the first one. And obviously I have like, I got stuff that's cool, but
Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you.
not as cool as the first book I ever had. At least I think it is. It's like the earliest book from that period. It's from like March of 75.
My next question I have for you: who is your favorite comic artist that you know of?
Oh man, I don't know if I have like. I'm like one of those people that I don't have like a
You're indifferent.
one favorite.
Yeah,
There's like a bunch of different people I like for different reasons. There's like, this for Spider-Man, like McFarlane always
Yeah.
was really cool.
He's one of the goats.
Yeah. But as a kid, I like loved Ross Andrew. He was the guy that was drawing Spider. It's kind of like whoever, it's kind of like what we were talking, like with James Bond. Whoever
Yeah.
was James Bond when you were a kid, that's like your favorite James Bond.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Ross Andrew, I like as a kid, like it took me like I remember as a kid, it was like reprints of Spider-Man 2, and they were reprinting like John Romita. So it was Romita and Ross Andrew, and it took me for a while as a kid to get into the Ditko stuff because it was just a little bit too weird.
Yeah, but without them, we don't know what would have
Yeah,
turned
and,
into today.
and then when I got into it, there's like Frank Quitely I really liked. There isn't just one person that's like my all-time great.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
There's always a variety,
Yes.
basically. Yeah. I mean, I really do like who drew like the one for the Spider-Man 2099. I forgot his name. What is his name? It's Rick Leonard.
isn't it?
I think that's what it says.
Oh, Leonardi. Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, like I like the design that they had for this because it was like made in the '90s too. They really, thought this would be the future, but I really don't think we're gonna have flying cars in 2099.
Uh,
I don't know.
29 is a long way from now.
I mean, yeah,
it's
They
AI,
already
man.
got Teslas already.
Yeah.
that's true. But I don't know.
You won't have to drive your car in 10 years. So let's talk to each other and you just like tell it where you want to go.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, there's a lot of cool artists out there. I think there's a lot that need more appreciation. But
Yeah. And there, there's always new guys
Yeah.
doing cool stuff. With the technology now, it's, with the AI stuff, it gets kind of weird where sometimes it looks like a little too
weird,
a little too,
A little too good.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But there's always somebody that's out there that's, especially nowadays, it's like you don't have to do the insides. You can just do covers. So if
Yeah.
you can pop out like 4 covers a month,
Mm-hmm.
and some of those guys pop out. It seems like they do like 30 covers a month, but
Jeez. Yeah, I feel like that's like the most. That's what attracts the most for like readers is the cover, basically. When
well,
they buy
yeah,
comics,
nowadays
yeah.
people don't need like
They just look at the
they'll
cover.
buy, yeah, they collect cover artists like
Yeah.
J. Scott Campbell. There's guys that buy everything. I got guys that are, Joseph Linzer, anything he does, Jay Anacleto, anything that he does. There's certain artists that people are just like, I want, like Art Germ I bought a collection from a guy that had like I think it was just about every Art Germ cover that he ever did.
Wow.
It was crazy.
That's insane.
And, so it's a lot of times people find that guy and that's kind of like their guy. And
Yeah.
and nowadays with the covers, like I said, they don't even have to draw the insides anymore. People just collect the covers.
Yeah, that's wild. That's
It's
really
like with
insane.
Pokemon cards.
Yeah. Just go from the cover of it. One of my like final questions I have for you. What is like the most? I would say. What was like the most valuable comic that you've sold in your store? You think? What sold for the most?
We never had anything like super crazy.
Yeah.
Probably like around $2,000 or $3,000 maybe.
That's still insane. That's
Well,
wild.
yeah, but it's
What?
not like it's not like
It's not like 10,000 or like $1 million comic, but still, that's a lot of money. $2,000 for a comic. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's one. There's one time somebody bought. We had a first appearance or a first Avengers #4, which
Oh.
is like the return of Captain America
Yeah.
to Marvel Comics.
Okay.
And it was a graded copy of it, and it was like up on the wall, and I left to go to the bank, and I come back, and all of a sudden I look on the counter, and there's the broken
Yo.
CGC. It's just like
what?
sitting on the counter, and I was just like, I'm ready to go like ballistic.
Yo.
I'm ready to like lose my mind. I'm like, what in the
Yeah.
You remember this?
And basically, what happened is the guy bought it and busted it open, and because he's like, I hate graded books, and I want this book.
So you just broke it.
Yep.
Like on the spot.
Yep, broke it open, took the book.
Oh my god. And like if you
He
break
still
like
has
these
it.
CG
Yeah, you
CGC ones,
can't put them back
yeah,
together.
you can't put them back together, and they might lose value. Like
Oh, I just about like
Yeah.
had a heart attack.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my
it's
god,
insane.
You remember the rating of the book?
what's that?
What was the
rating of
like
it?
rating of it? Like the grade?
It was like a 6 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
Not too bad then.
Just from him breaking it, probably made it like a 4 or 5, pretty much.
I mean, as long as
It
you
depends how
break
you handle it.
carefully.
Well, but I mean,
Yeah.
he took good care of it. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's
Like he wanted to
crazy.
read it, so he like
What?
read it. He probably, I'm sure he still has it.
That's insane. Do you have what was like one of your questions that you had? Like, did you have anything that you would want to say to like our viewers? Like for
No, that's exactly the question right
that's-
there. Yeah.
is there anything you would want to say to our viewers?
Say to your viewers.
Like I don't know how do you
Save your
work-
money.
Well, no, no. I would think like, like a job like this. It's something that I love. It's one of those like lame things that people say where it's like if you love your job, it's not really work, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's like find something that you love to do and
Push towards it.
Yeah, give it everything you got.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
mean
doing
that
with
because
this.
that's like it's true. It's You know, I might work 16 hours. Like there's days where there was one period where I was like working around the clock to get this collection graded, and I was like literally working like probably 18 hours a day to get this collection done. But it's like, you know, but it's fun.
Yeah.
It's something you enjoy doing.
And that's really hard to find nowadays. Like finding something that you really do love
Yes.
enjoying.
Find something you have a passion for and rock it.
And go for it, you know. Is there any like events that you have coming up, you know, for the store that you want to shout out?
Actually, there's well, we got the free comic book day in first Saturday in May.
Yep.
There's also something cool that's happening at the arena down the street. They have they're having superhero night for the Herd games.
Okay.
The Herd is basically the G League for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that night there's like a comic book. The first 1,000 people get a comic, and then the team is wearing like it's like X-Men themed jerseys that night.
That's cool.
That they auction off, and then you can. Yeah,
really cool.
I actually have like Black Panther jerseys from them,
That's
and
sick.
Sam Wilson Captain America jerseys.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, so that happens. I think it's March 23rd or 22nd, one of those 2 days. We're gonna have a link on our social media for tickets for that soon. So,
Is there anything else that you want to shout out, like your store name, like for like your online shop?
oh yeah, basically over the last year and a half, 2 years, we've worked like night and day to get everything in the shop on our web store. So if you go to houseofheroescomics.com and then click shop, it'll take you to our web store, and you can basically search everything that we have.
We have 1,000 comics in here.
Yeah, he has
Wow.
so many that you can look
Yes.
from. You know, every single genre you can think of, he has it.
So
He has stuff on the wall too that you can look up. You know, it's
yeah,
crazy.
it's kind of we got a little bit of everything. We
Yeah.
got kids books, manga.
Anime.
know.
You'll find something you really enjoy when you come here. But thank you again for being on the podcast. It was
No,
truly an honor. It's the first comic book store we had on here. It's actually really insane. But thank you for your time.
Oh yeah, thanks for having
Yeah,
me. It was
thank you,
awesome.
man. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, and you guys have a good one.